The figure of the party at the national level, usually the symbol of the representation of the party at the election, the national election, the presidential candidate, the vice presidential candidate, they are the poster faces of the party for the period when they represent the party. When they win election, they also serve as the leaders of the party. So when you have a running mate, presidential, vice presidential candidate of the PDP, 2 years after the election, dumping the party he represents, isn't that a very big blow? But let's get to hear from those who perhaps think otherwise. And I will be getting also a reaction from the leaders of the APC, whether or not they want to turn the nation into a one-party state. Senator Bashir Ajibala is here with me in the studio, but for a moment, let me speak with my guest on virtually, who I don't want to lose him because of issues of internet and technology. Chief Dele Momodu, he was an advisor to Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 presidential election, and himself had also been on the ballot for a presidential election. Chief Dele Momodu, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Sheung.
For those who think this is not a slap on the face of your party, but this is a blow to your party, and Ifeanyi Okowa, a sitting governor, and all of the establishment, I could see Ndudi Elumelu, see Senator James Manager, and all the local government leaders in the PDP in Delta State, the leaders of the party at the state level, all of them saying where Sheriff goes, they go. Isn't this perhaps the biggest that has hit the party since the aftermath of the 2023 presidential election?
Well, I'm a very good student of Nigeria's political history. So nothing can surprise me about our politicians. The history of Nigerian politics is replete with stories of defections. When you talk about our leader, Okowa, joining APC, I'm not surprised. He's been under serious harassment in recent time. And don't forget that in 1993, one of the first people to dump Chief Moshood Abiola was Baba Gana Kingibe, who was his running mate. So it's nothing new. What will surprise me is if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes that people are joining APC because they love him or because he's doing so fantastically well. What people are doing now is a game of survival. Gone are the days when we used to boast that to go to prison makes us a martyr. Gone are the days when we admire the likes of Nelson Mandela, Jomo Kenyatta, MKO Abiola, Chief Awolowo, all of them for going to detention. These days, nobody wants to go to detention. Everybody wants to be at home to enjoy whatever money they have made in politics. So if you see people today, name one of them who has not been around at different times by either EFCC, ICPC, or Special Fraud Unit, or any of the agencies. So for me, it is clear that this government strategy is a carrot and stick. If we can't persuade you, we can force you. And I think force is working for now. But in politics, anything can change in 24 hours. I remember in those days when I was growing up, during the Awolowo time, and they used to sing, Boroju mi o, inu mi demo. If you see my face, you cannot see my stomach. My advice to Asiwaju is that you should not trust these politicians. Right now, everybody can see that he is determined to have a second term, but God gave him the first time, not through coercion. So I don't know why he now believes that we get second term only via coercion.
Chief Momodu, is it fair?
Just a minute. My advice to him is simply that he should uphold our democratic tenets. He should not turn Nigeria into a dictatorship. It was on your program in October 2022 when I warned about the possibilities ahead of us in Nigeria. And now it's playing out before our very eyes. My advice is no matter what happens, you can fail in everything. You are a pro-democracy man before you became president. Please allow democracy to breathe in Nigeria. If you don't, I can bet my life that later in life, it will be regrettable. I won't say more than that.
Now, let me ask, would it be fair to say the decision of some of these people are based on coercion? Do they look like people who are being coerced? You know a lot, and you move around a lot of your colleagues who are in the political space. Would you say these people were coerced? Is it fair to say that?
There is no coercion in Nigeria today bigger than a former governor being ridiculed, being described. You know, in Nigeria, once it is alleged that you stole 10 billion, everybody believes it. And we've warned in the past. In fact, under Nuhu Ribadu, I remember writing an open letter to Nuhu Ribadu when he was in EFCC, that it's unfair to criminalize people on the pages of newspapers, because if tomorrow they are found innocent, how are you going to clean up the damage you've already done to them? So today, everybody is scared. If the governor is not directly affected because they have immunity, their godfathers are being harassed. So their godfathers must be protected. The game is clear. It's nothing new. We've seen it before, and it is replaying itself. But I am repeating it. Democracy must be democracy. The moment a leader decides that he wants everybody to move, look at Abacha. Everybody declared for Abacha at the point. Everybody declared. But what was the end of it? So I am saying it again and again that it's either we want democracy or we don't want democracy. Some of us suffered for it. Tinubu was one of us. He was a major player. And when everybody was even dumping our party that time during the Obasanjo time, he stood firm. And that's what turned him into a hero. Everything I'm doing today, I copied from Tinubu himself, because he was the one who told us that yes, we must fight against dictatorship. And so he cannot abandon that fight and then say we have no right to continue. So a few of us, even if it is one or two, we will continue to tell him the truth that what is going on in Nigeria today is a disaster. And if you remember the MPN in those days, they won an election in 1983, which they call moonslide. We moved from landslide to moonslide. But where is MPN today? So you will see what will become of APC.
Yeah.
What was done in Lagos is now being replicated at the national level. And that is why you see everybody. In fact, I will not be surprised if tomorrow, if INEC declares that they have joined APC. I will not be surprised. The way that we are going now, everybody, so we will complete it at that stage.
Now, give us an understanding how President Tinubu is to be blamed. In the National Assembly, we've been seeing defections, Labour Party and all whatnot. They are moving into the APC. In fact, members of their party, some of them have gone to court to challenge the decision of some of their members moving into the APC. How would you describe a sitting governor who just spent just about less than 2 years in office? Can the president coerce a sitting governor who in his own right has his own legitimacy of office? And we understand that a few governors are also coming. Akwa Ibom governor publicly was supporting President Bola Tinubu. Governor of Delta State publicly was supporting President Bola Tinubu. I mean, is it a blame of the PDP? Because the party seems not to have found his own self and his own character in the last few years, and is really, really in trouble at the moment. Is it that to blame, or you blame someone who sits in the Aso Villa for coercion of people who are adults and they have minds of their own?
APC is in more trouble than any other party in Nigeria. The only thing binding APC together today is the fact that they have a lot of largesse to distribute. But they have problems. APC, for the past nearly 2 years, they've been blaming Buhari for the problems, all the troubles in Nigeria. The same APC today is running to Yo-Yo, to Kaduna, to go and try to appease him. We don't know if he will be appeased or not, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm not bothered about whether they are using coercion or not, directly or indirectly. It is clear to me that it's a game of force. And a lot of governors right now are jittery. They are telling them in the background, and it is a fact. They are telling them, if you support us, we will leave you alone. If you don't support us, we will give you trouble. That's all. It's a game. And I can't blame the governors. What do you want them to do? They can see clearly what happened to their colleague, Fubara. In a state that is so peaceful, Fubara was taken out in a blistering attack orchestrated by a minister in Abuja called Wiki. They took him out. Nothing happened. So now everybody will take a cue from that. That is what is happening. If you don't call that coercion, what will you call it? Tell me what was wrong in Rivers that Fubara had to be removed. Today we are reading that Fubara is meeting with them and negotiating with them. That is his business, not my own business, whether it's negotiating with them. But what I know was that Tinubu was the last man standing in Lagos. And that is why it became a symbol of democracy. So if others cannot learn from that, just because you want second term, or because you are afraid of going to prison, there is nothing going to prison. Awolowo went to prison. He became a superstar thereafter. There's nothing wrong with it. So if anybody today arrests you because you are talking, truth to power, so be it. But we have all become chickens. I said it on a program, about 2 weeks ago. Everybody is a chicken. Oh, you don't want to be touched. Oh, my son is at home. You can sit down at home and something will happen to you in your house. So don't let anybody create panic in you. Don't be intimidated or bullied by anybody.
Chief Momodu,
no.
Are you worried that this is perhaps the death of the PDP?
Look, did AG not die? Did AC not die? Did ACN not die? Did MPN not die? What's strange? What is new about a party dying? How did APC himself come about? How did it come about? It was via the destruction of PDP at that time. So it's not the first time that PDP will be destroyed. And if they decide that it will rise up again, it will rise up again. So there's nothing new about a party dying. MPN used to boast that they were the greatest party on earth. Where is MPN today? So there is nothing new. I remember when Abacha took over and everybody was jumping ship and going to work for Abacha. I remember it very vividly. My uncle, Ebino Topsy, all of them were telling us that you are small kids, you don't know anything. And we told them that the history of politics in Nigeria has shown that this thing cannot end well. And it cannot end well.
Chief Momodu, as it is right now, what is your fear about 2027? Because you feel that what is going on right now, by the freedom that people have chosen to associate, it has a negative side to it. Does it have any implication for 2027?
I have no fear whatsoever. If you know me, I have no fear whatsoever about 2027. In fact, what this has assured me is that history will rise up to the challenge, is that people are going to rise up and resist this attempt to foster another kind of military dictatorship on Nigeria. In fact, it will force people to reject APC. It will force people to come together. Yes, they can gather all the governors. Are the governors the only people who can guarantee victory at elections? I am telling you, if these governors can come out boldly to say, oh, this is what Tinubu has done in Nigeria, this is why we are joining him. Oh, everything, education is smooth. Oh, electricity, we now have electricity, we have water, we have good health, we have everything. Then it will be easy for us to say, okay, maybe we should join this man. But for as long as they cannot tell us the reason why, and the only reason is obviously because of selfishness, we're the most selfish human beings on earth, and we lack shame. People just lack shame. Because if you have shame, you will at least wait. This government has not even done its midterm. you're already jumping ship.
So, Festus Kayamo says that Festus Kayamo said in his tweet that the party is now attracting, and he was thanking President Tinubu that now his party, APC, is attracting people like his leader, the governor of Delta State. How do you react to that?
Look, my big brother, okay, the former, what do you call it, Adams Oshiomhole, okay, who was an activist himself, once said that once you join APC, all your sins are forgiven. That is what is happening. There is nothing new. What do I expect Festus to say? That is his party. That is where today he is a minister. So do I expect him to criticize? No. That is why freedom is the greatest thing a man can possess. Once you have freedom, then you are able to assess things very, very dispassionately. I am telling you, I'm as objective as they can. I am not bothered at all what they will do in 2027. Only God knows tomorrow. But for those who know God, you will never know what is possible. I am telling you, they can permutate, they can arrange what we call arranging government. Let them do everything, but God already knows what will happen tomorrow. Any governor who, because of second term, has already jumped before midterm, what will he now do on the other side of this? Of the other term?
So I mean, I mean, to wrap this up, to summarize the conversation, Chief Momodu, what I'm hearing, and when I tell people that I'm hearing things, they always wonder where I hear them from. But having been on this job for this long, sometimes some of us hear these things and they are like prophecy and they happen. One of your closest friends, who is also a governor, we understand also my move. He's coming right home. He's getting so close to you, Chief Momodu. If that happens, would you have a change of mind about what is going on? Is he also going to be coerced if he does?
No, if he joins them, he will have his reasons for joining them. But that has nothing to do with me. That's why, because you don't know me. If I would have joined anybody blindly with Tinubu because of our closeness, you know, when we were fighting for this democracy. But since he has moved on, he has derailed from that path. So we, his disciples at that time, have decided to continue. And we shall continue to oppose any form of dictatorship, even if by word of mouth alone. I'm happy, because that is what freedom is all about. I want to exercise my freedom. I want to enjoy that freedom. And we will continue to tell the world that what they are doing is wrong. It does not matter who joins them. If my friend decides to join them tomorrow, I'll call for him and say, hey, my brother, sorry, they got you finally. It's a pity. But what can he do? He alone cannot do much, and he has people also within the political family who will talk to him and advise him that don't let these people destroy your ambition or destroy your future. That's what happens in politics. I understand it perfectly. But I'm talking as a freeborn today, as a free man, that what is going on in Nigeria is dangerous for our democracy.
So does it give paid to the fact that those who say this is a straw, it will be a straw for Bola Tinubu in 2027? And the APC?
No, that is the mistake you are making. I remember a friend when we were in exile. I don't want to mention his name. He's a very famous writer. One day he collapsed while thinking about Abacha. He was at Brixton Station. He collapsed. The last thing he said before he collapsed, Abacha will reign forever. Did Abacha reign forever? Look, anybody who does not know God, Nigerians are behaving like godless and ungodly people. They are behaving as if it is by their power that they breathe today. And they go to mosque, they go to church, and they cannot even think for one, just spend 1 minute to remember what God is capable of doing in their lives. Nobody who has gotten this far can boast that tomorrow I will continue to hold sway in Nigeria.
Right.
So for me, I wish Nigeria the best of luck in this season of harmony. Thank you, Chief Okibaloye.
Chief Dele Momodu, a former presidential candidate and publisher, journalist. Chief Momodu C calls himself a journalist when he was.
I am.
He's a big man
I'm in
journalist.
my office.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.